Hello class 12th. So today we will discuss about the Kirchhoff's laws. So these laws are very important to find out the current flowing in the different wire in a complicated circuit. So Kirchhoff in 1842 gave two laws by which we can determine the distribution of current among the different conductors of a complicated circuit. So these laws are the first law, known as Kirchhoff's first law, also known as junction rule, also known as Kirchhoff's current law, and in short it is KCL. So if it is asked Kirchhoff's first law or junction rule or to write KCL, so in all the cases the same statement you have to write. So different name is given to this first law. It can be asked for junction rule also, it can be asked as KCL, Kirchhoff's current law. So all these are the same thing. So that's why in the heading only I have written all the name of the first law. Clear? Second question, which is mostly asked in the board examination, that on which law the Kirchhoff's first law is based. So the first law is based on the principle of conservation of charge. Clear? So this law is based on the principle of conservation of charge. Now what is the statement of it? So in this is the statement of the first law. The first law says that in an electric circuit the algebraic sum of the current meeting at any junction in the circuit is 0. So that's why it is known as junction rule, because as you can see in this law it is explained that the current, all the currents meeting at any junction in the circuit will be equal to 0. That means summation of I will be equal to 0, or in other word we can say that the current entering the junction will be equal to the current leaving the junction. Also we can say that the incoming current will be equal to the outgoing current. So very easy law. This is only true for your current, that in a circuit, in a junction, if the in different wires the current is flowing, so at any junction of all those wires, at the meeting point, the current leaving the junction will be equal to the current entering the junction. That means summation of all the current meeting at that junction will be equal to 0. This is what it is said in the Kirchhoff's first law. So for example, if you can see, this is a junction. So in this case, this is the point where all the currents will meet. Now at this point, if we apply the KCL, so in the above circuit, as you can see, I1 is going inside I1 and I2 is at this point, they are entering the junction, and I5, I4 and I3, they are leaving the junction. So at this point, summation of all these current will be equal to 0 by your Kirchhoff's current rule. So we can write this one as I1 plus I2 minus I3 minus I4 minus I5. Why minus? Because all these are going away from the junction. Is it clear? Opposite direction. So because of that, I1 plus I2 minus I3 minus I4 minus I5 will be equal to 0, or we can say that I1 plus I2 will be equal to I3 plus I4 plus I5. And that's why incoming current I1 and I2 are the incoming current meeting at this junction, and I3, I4 and I5 are leaving the junction. So that's why we can say that current meeting at the junction will be equal to the entering at the junction will be equal to the current leaving at the junction. This is your first law. Now coming to the second law. So the second law is known as the loop rule, because we'll apply this law on the loop. So because of that, this is known as loop rule also. Also it is known as Kirchhoff's voltage law, KVL in short. This is KCL and this is KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, and this law again is based on the conservation of energy. Is it clear? This is a 1 mark question, mostly asked in the board examination, that on what laws, on what principle these laws are based, or sometime one law is given like KVL is based on which principle. So it is based on conservation of energy. KCL is based on conservation of charge. Is it clear? Next, the statement, because this topic is very important. The sometime in 2 marks or 1 marks the statement is only asked, and in 3 marks you will be given a circuit to find the current flowing in different part. So that is why the statement, this principle for 1 mark, this statement also, all the things are very important. So the statement says that in any closed loop of a circuit, the algebraic sum of the products of current and resistance in each part of the loop is equal to the algebraic sum of the EMF in that loop. Clear? So in any closed circuit, if we have the algebraic sum of the product of current and resistance will be equal to the sum of EMF in that loop, and that is why it is known as loop rule. So we can write this one as summation of product of current and resistance will be equal to the summation of EMF. Clear? Now there are few rules when we take this IR and when we take this value of EMF. So we need to use sign convention. So when we take EMF as positive, when to take negative. So for that there is some rule explained. So the rule is that when we choose the loop, first thing we'll take in the circuit we'll choose the loop. In different loop this rule will be applied, and then we have to check that in that circuit when we choose the loop, so we'll choose a direction. It can be anti-clockwise, it can be clockwise, but whatever direction we are choosing, it will be same for all the loop. That will not change, like for one loop we are taking clockwise and for other loop we are taking anti-clockwise. No, the same direction you have to choose for all the loops to find out the current. So that is why I am giving here a note, so that you remember this thing, because this is very important when you solve the question related to Kirchhoff's second law or Kirchhoff's laws. So when you are choosing a direction in which the potential, this is the positive terminal of the battery and this is the negative terminal. So when you are choosing a direction in the direction when the potential is decreasing, is it clear? You are going from the positive to the negative terminal, that means potential is decreasing, higher potential to lower potential. In that case EMF will be taken as negative. Clear? So when you choose a direction, you are going in this direction and you are going in a direction of positive to the negative terminal of the battery, that means decreasing potential, EMF will be taken as negative. Clear? So that's why I have written and shown the direction also, and you can see this is positive, negative, going in this direction, it will be taken as negative, EMF will be minus E. Now when we are choosing a direction in which you are going in the direction of increasing potential from negative to the positive terminal, that means you are going from the lower to the higher potential, increasing potential. So in that case EMF will be taken positive. Clear? So when we go to the decreasing potential, positive to negative, EMF will be taken negative. When we are going from negative to the positive terminal, higher potential, EMF will be taken positive. This is for EMF. Now about product of current and resistance. So in this case when you are going in the direction of the current, this is the direction of current going in this resistance. So if you are going in the same direction of current, take the product as positive, so it will be plus IR. Clear? When you are going opposite to the direction of the current, then you will take minus IR. Clear? So when you are going, if you have chosen a direction in which current is also flowing in the same direction, like you are going in the same direction of the current, take the product of IR as positive. When you are going opposite to the direction of the current, take the product as negative. So this will be positive IR, this will be negative IR. Is it clear? Now by the example it will be more clear. So like this is a circuit given. So this is a EMF cell of EMF E, resistance R1, EMF E2, resistance R2, external resistance R3. Current flowing in this one is I1, in this is I2. So in this external resistor R3 it will be I1 plus I2. Now we will choose the direction. So here I have chosen a direction. You can see this is your anti-clockwise direction. Clear? This will be loop 1, this will be loop 2, and we will apply KVL. Clear? So now when in this loop we will apply, so you can see if I will choose this direction, so I am going in the direction of the current. Direction of current is along this direction, and my direction that I have chosen is also along the same direction. So I will take I1 R1 as positive. So I1 R1. Now when you come along this direction, so you are going opposite to the direction of the current. Current is along this direction, you are going in this direction opposite. So I2 R2 will be negative. So I1 R1 minus I2 R2 for EMF. Now when we will go in this direction, so we are going from negative to the positive terminal. That means increasing potential, E1 will be taken positive. So this will be E1. When you will come along this direction, so now you are going across the higher to the lower potential, positive to the negative terminal, E2 will be taken negative. So this is your equation, I1 R1 minus I2 R2 equal to E1 minus E2 for loop 1. Now apply it for loop 2. Again when we go in this direction, so we are going in the direction of I2, so I2 R2 will be positive, I2 R2. Now when we go along this direction, now in this case we are going in the same direction because I1 current is flowing, I2 current is flowing, and both will go in this direction, so it will be I1 plus I2. So in this case in R3 I1 plus I2 current will flow, and we have chosen a direction in the direction of the current, you can see that. So I1 plus I2 into R3 will be positive. So I2 R2 plus I1 plus R2 R3. Clear? Now coming to EMF. So in this case you can see again, if we see that we are going from negative to the positive terminal, that means increasing potential, E2 will be taken positive. Now we had got two equations, so by using these two equations we will get the value of I1 and I2 easily. Clear? If E1 E2 is given, R1 R2 is given, so solving these two equations we can get the value of I1 and I2. Now I will take one example, a question of your book, that is this question is asked in ISC 2016, and this is based on this law only. So in this is the circuit given, and you have to find the value of I1 and I2. Clear? So in this you can see the current flowing is I1, and from here the current flowing is I2. So here you can see if we apply KCL, so this will be I1, this will be I2. So along this what current will flow? It will be I1 plus I2. Clear? Now this EMF is given 2 volt, EMF is given 3 volt. Here the resistance is given 6 ohm, here it is given 1 ohm, and this is given 2 ohm. R3 is given 2 ohm, and we have to apply KVL to find out the value of I1 and I2. So I have chosen a direction again anti-clockwise. You can see that in both the loop I have chosen the same direction. It's not like in this case I will choose the anti-clockwise and here I will choose the clockwise, then your answer will be wrong. So if you are choosing anti-clockwise, in all the loops you have to choose anti-clockwise. If you are choosing clockwise, this can be solved by taking clockwise also. It's not only anti-clockwise it will be solved. It can be solved by choosing clockwise direction also. So in both the cases you have to choose for all the loops same direction. Now one by one we will apply KVL in loop 1 and loop 2. Now come to the loop 1. So if you will go in this direction, so you can see you are going opposite to this current. In this direction if I will go, so this I1 plus I2 current is going along this direction, and we are going opposite to the direction of the current. So that means I1 plus I2 into R3, that is 2 ohm, will be negative. So that means minus of 2 I1 plus I2. Now when we'll go in this direction, so this I1 is also negative because we are going in opposite direction of the current, anti-clockwise direction. So because of that this will be I1, and R1 value is since 1 ohm, so this will become I1. Clear? Now when we'll go along this direction, so you can see we are going from the positive to the negative terminal, is it? So that means decreasing potential, so it will be taken as negative. So this will be minus 2. Now this is your equation 1. We can simplify this equation also, but leave it. I have done here till equation 1. Now coming to equation this loop 2. When you will apply this on the loop 2, again you can see that now this is 6 ohm and the current is in the same direction in which you have chosen the direction. So we are going in the direction of the current, so 6 into I2 will be positive. So 6 I2. Now again when we will go in this direction, so our direction is along this direction, so I1 plus I2, and our direction is same, so that means 2 multiplied by I1 plus I2 will be taken as positive. So this 6I2 plus 2I1 plus I2 taken positive. Now what about EMF? So we are going in this direction from the lower to the higher potential, minus to the plus terminal, so because of that this will be taken as positive. So this is positive. Now you can see that we had got two equations. The first one is this equation on applying loop 1, and second we had got this equation on applying loop 2 KVL. Now it's up to you how easily you can solve these two equations. The main point is to write the equation correctly. If you apply the KVL correctly, then at least half marks you will get for writing the correct equation. Now after that, this is mathematics, pure mathematics, to solve these two equations to find the value of I1 and I2. So let's solve this equation. Because this is 6I2, then this will become 2I1 plus 2I2 equal to 3. Solve more. So this is 6I2 plus 2I2, this will become 8I2, and this will be plus 2I1 equal to 3. Now what we will do, we'll solve this equation to find the value of I1, and we'll put in this equation the value of I1, so that we'll get the value of I2. So from this equation 1 we have minus of, if we'll multiply minus 2 in both, so minus 2I1 minus 2I2, and then minus I1 is equal to minus 2. So minus 2I1 minus I1 will become minus 3I1, minus 2I2 will be equal to minus 2. This will become 2 will take on this side, so this will become 2 minus 2I2 equal to positive 3I1. So I1 will become equal to, taking 2 common, 1 minus I2 upon 3. So we had got the value of I1. We'll put this value in this equation, 8I2 plus 2I1 equal to 3, and we'll solve to get the value of I2. So when we put this value 8I2 plus 2 into 2, 1 minus I2 upon 3 equal to 3, just cross multiply and solve it. So you will get the value of I2 as 1 by 4, which is 0.25 ampere. Now we had got the value of I2, we can easily put in here, and to get the value of I1, so I1 will become equal to 1 minus 0.25 ampere upon 3. So that is, solving this equation you will get 0.5 ampere. So therefore I1 is your 0.5 ampere, I2 is equal to 0.25 ampere. So I hope that it is clear to you, and when you will solve more questions related to different circuit, you will take one question definitely will be asked in the board examination related to this topic, and one numerical will definitely be asked based on this topic. So that's why this topic is very important. Go through it. If you have any difficulty, then you can ask. Thank you.